Hello, hello, everybody. And it is that time of the week again. Let me go ahead and pull up my splash page intro, whatever the heck it's called. Hold on here. My evergreen one, of course, because we have no topic tonight, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to have a show. So I will be back in about 20 seconds. So, welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because, yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. I am both a tarot reader and a tapping practitioner, if I didn't mention it already. And I do this live stream every week. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. So, Katie is here. Hello to Katie. Good morning to you. I am filming in the great state of New York, and it is around 6:35, 6:38-ish tonight. I did want to do an episode tonight. There is no particular topic that I have in mind, and I do want to keep it to a tight hour if we can, because my tapping certification instructor, Gala Darling, is launching, I think, her new show on the Tube of You tonight at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern, if I'm remembering correctly. So I want to make sure that I am in attendance for that, because I have a feeling it's her hosting her own talk show, I think. But I also don't know what it's going to be about. She's put up like some teasers. So no one seems to know exactly what it's going to be, what format it's going to take. And people are still excited about it anyways. So that is the power of good marketing, my friends. Anyway, we'll still do our regular mainstays of the episode, which is the astro-weather from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest. We're going to do the mid-episode reading if we have some takers. And then, of course, we're going to do the weekend forecast, in which I pull a tarot or an oracle card to get you into the energy of the weekend, prepared and not scared. So if that sounds good to everyone, go ahead and give me a hell yeah in the chat, and we will get started with the astro-weather. So I've already pulled it up on my phone, and I also know that this Friday has been clear astrologically, because I did have a couple of email readings to do. And the energy from the astrology from this week using the Astro Biz Digest has not been entirely conducive to readings. So I waited until the energy was right before doing the email readings. And that's the beauty of the Astro Biz Digest. Astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be very helpful in planning my personal life as well as my business. Like I said, so sometimes I will look at the astrology before I do an email reading, and if the astrology is not working or not to my liking, I will wait until the astrology is to my liking. And that's the reason why I have a 3-day turnaround for email readings, because most of the time in those 3 days of turnaround, I will pick the most advantageous time astrologically in order to do the reading to best effect. So that's one of the many ways I use the Astro Biz Digest. It is $99 for a year-long subscription, and we give you here at the Tarot by Hilary live stream Friday and Saturday and Sunday, because we don't want to give away the farm. We want to give props where it is due, and it is Teresa Reed's Astro Biz Digest, the Tarot Lady. So if you want to get it for yourself, thetarolady.com/Astro Biz Digest, dash between Astro and Biz and Digest. Yes, exactly. Katie says, well, can't allow you to be late to gala. We will have to shoo you off. Yes. And, if you're so inclined, please feel free to attend this as well. It is going to be live on the Tube of You, or live premiere on the Tube of You. And I believe the name of the account is Vortex Vision TV. Actually, let me look it up before we move on to the Astro is Digest. Vortex TV. I believe that is the correct. Let me look. Yes. So I will go ahead and drop that in there. Yeah, so episode 1 is dropping at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. If you guys want to attend along with me, you can very well feel free. I will definitely be in attendance. So yeah, let me allow that to pop in the chat before I move on. There it is. So tubeofview.com/@ Vortex Vision TV. So I will be seeing you with bells on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right over there. But in the meantime, astrology. So astro-weather from Teresa Reed. Let's see. So the only significant change in the cosmos this week is Mercury's move into Libra on the 26th. That happened yesterday. This transit elevates tact and diplomacy, which makes negotiations smoother. It's also a wonderful time to network, get out, meet, and greet. You never know who might rub elbows with you. If you need to sign contracts and legal issues, sign away. Mercury in Libra is also great for all of those official affairs. Hold on one second. I accidentally put on in the background my music. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. Mercury in Libra is also great for all those official affairs. Guard against passive-aggressive vibes in your interactions. If that is you, knock it off. If it's the other guy, shields up. So this energy will be in effect. Mercury in Libra will be in effect until October 17th, where then it moves into Scorpio. All right, so that's the big transits that are going on this week. Hold on. All right, that's a little bit better. Adjusting my settings on my headphones here. So I've got the noise canceling going on so I can actually concentrate. All right, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like I was saying before, Friday is clear. Use this day to make art or make a scene, the good kind. Be seen. If you have sequins, get them out and show off a little. Shine, baby, shine. Today, Friday, September 27th, is a power day for Leo and a weekday for Aquarius. Now for Saturday and Sunday, creative juices continues all day Saturday. You've got a clear morning, so go on and make all of the noise or the art. Launch a glitzy PR campaign when the moon sextiles Jupiter at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can get lots of new eyes on your work then, and it's also dope for travel or major gatherings. Inspire the public with a pep talk when moon trines Chiron at 1:38 p.m. No matter what is happening in the news, folks will appreciate positivity. Shut the show down at 11:36 p.m. when the moon squares Uranus and stations Void. Let the rest of your Saturday be spent chilling out or just go to sleep. I will probably be asleep by that time. Sunday finds the moon in Virgo at 5:42 a.m., the most productive of all of the moons. You've got 3 days to declutter, edit, fix, and perfect any part of your business or your life. I'll be editing book number 11. So that's from Teresa. Teresa will be editing book number 11 this weekend. Gather your supplies and the to-do list and let's go. The moon Venus sextile at 10:49 p.m. is lovely for a small gathering or a date night with your sweetie. I'd say do the latter. You've worked hard enough. So Saturday is a power day for Leo and a weekday for Aquarius, just like Friday. And Sunday is a power day for Virgo and a weekday for Pisces. All right. So that being said, if you have any questions of an astrological nature for this past week, Monday through Thursday, let me know in the chat and I will take a quick little peek-see at the Astro Biz Digest before we move on to, general questions or the mid-episode reading. Because I told you, I'm keeping it tight, guys. Even if we started 5 minutes late, I am keeping it tight like a tiger tonight. And while I wait for any questions to come rolling in, I'm going to go ahead and hydrate. By the way, this is my juggy water bottle. The witchy neoprene skin, and then I got little charms on it. Isn't it cute? Because I am magic AF. A little planchette, a little witch hat there. Super, super cute. Mm-hmm. I know, right, Katie? Cute witchy skin. I keep on forgetting that I have all of these like water bottles all over the place. This is I think, is it a gallon? Not sure. It might be half a gallon. I can't remember how many ounces. Got to keep it hydrated, right? So Katie says, sounds good. I need to get things done next week. Nothing for me about last week. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of certain days that were particularly difficult. I feel like Tuesday and Wednesday were not great. And yeah. So Tuesday afternoon, Moon squares off with the Sun, which could bring out blowhards and wannabe dictators. And then Wednesday had a Mercury-Neptune opposition in the morning. So that caused confusion, deception, and blurry boundaries. Best to keep your shields up. The public could be dealing with disinformation, which makes marketing hard. So, yeah, for sure. Tuesday and Wednesday was a little bit for me. And I'm just like, yeah, no, probably not a good time to do email readings. All right. Oh, excuse me. I did do some tapping this afternoon as well. And I started to do the card of the day. So I posted the card of the day on my now restored Gram of Insta, also on my Book of Face page. So that is up, and I just have to post it to some of my other platforms as well. And Katie says the Neptune messed up my fighting words, but nothing too dramatic. Yeah, good. I'm glad it wasn't too dramatic. So in Card Slingers news, our newest episode of Card Slingers Coast to Coast was published today, so went live today, and that was about my whole thing about being suspended from the Gram of Insta. Oh my God. So I made sure that before we hit publish, that we put in the show notes that my account was restored. But yeah, if you wanna listen to my immediate reaction to that, then you probably want to check out the newest episode of Card Slingers Coast to Coast. That is episode 109, Social Media Down, the BS of Platforms. So the description of that episode is, where'd the memes go? Hilary's Insta account got suspended for reasons, and Jamie and Melissa are giving her the space to vent, meme, and give good learnings on how to deal with social media BS. Know your intent about why you're on the various platforms and how that can affect your personal, spiritual, and professional accounts. At the time of this posting, Hilary's primary Instagram account has been reinstated. And your homework, by the way, is to back up your social media accounts if you can, diversify on the platforms, and review my Tube of You live stream on spammers and scammers. And then also, I did an episode, I think last week, entitled "I'm Back, Baby," basically explaining the situation. So Katie asked, did they ever explain why? Kind of, but not really. So they said, like, hold on one second. Like they basically said, like, oops, our bad. Like that, like no real explanation. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, here. So as of the 20th, I was back and said, thanks for taking the time to request a review. We reviewed your account and found that the activity on it does follow our community guidelines on spam, so you can use Instagram again. We're sorry we got this wrong and that you weren't able to use Instagram for a while. Sometimes we need to take action to help keep our community safe. So that is your update. And yeah, basically, like that's the correct attitude or emoji that I had as the reaction, and it was really interesting. So they asked me to appeal two ways. Basically, by sending a verification code that was sent to my email, and then a verification code that was sent via text. And for some reason, I was able to do the first part, but I wasn't able to do the second part. So eventually, I just have to ask Mr. Tarot by Hilary, like, hey, can I use your number, because like I'm using my phone number and it's just not coming through. And so you're just like, yeah, sure, you know. And so like immediately it went through to his, so I used it and then I was back. So I don't know. It feels very sus. So if you're wondering about that particular journey, please check out the newest Card Slingers Coast to Coast episode on that. Please check out the replay of last week's live stream, in which I talk a little bit more about it. And also, you know, diversify your social media, and also like know your intent. Like that is the best advice that I can give, is like know your intent, know the reason why you're on these platforms, and you know, use them for what they're meant to be used for. Like give the algorithm what it wants. But also, like if you're not enamored with it, you know, like there's that's also the reason. It's just like, here's my website right here. You know, it's just like, have a piece of the internet that is yours, you know, and direct people to that. That way your business should not be affected. At least it's more of a bump in the road rather than a complete roadblock. So that's that. So any other questions before we move into the mid-episode reading? Yeah, super fun, right? No, I just found it very interesting that it feels like a lot of my witchy friends have these kind of issues, and I don't know, it feels interesting. All right. So let us do the mid-episode reading, and the mid-episode reading is your only opportunity to get a reading with me live on the broadcast. Free 3-card reading live on the broadcast. And if you don't win this week, then you can always try next week. It doesn't seem so. So good question, Katie. Katie's just like, is anyone about? Like, what's going on? So if not, it seems a little quiet tonight, which is fine. that'll allow me to keep it to a tight hour or less than, which is nice. Sometimes we have a marathon session where I've got a lot to say on a particular topic, and we could go literally hours because we have before. And then sometimes it's just quiet, and that's fine too. It is what it is. And some of these live streams can be, it's just like sometimes it's disappointing when it's a little bit quiet, and sometimes it's exactly what we need. So Katie, if you're the only one here, or you're the only one actively participating right now in the live, feel free to drop the word tarot into the chat. If it's just you, then you've got 100% chance of winning tonight's reading. I will go ahead and put the countdown widget up because I know you're an OG, and most of the OGs on the live stream know the rules and are very gracious and generous with the mid-episode reading, so that everyone gets an opportunity to win one. So like last week we had, I believe we had a new viewer last week, and they won the mid-episode reading because everybody else was just like, oh, no, let's give them an opportunity. So yeah, by all means. And if we don't have a taker, we'll just move right on to the, weekend forecast. So, all right. Katie is 100% going to be the winner of the mid-episode reading if nobody else comments in the next 2 minutes and 36 seconds. I also have to look and see that Katie's leading by example. I also kind of have to look and see to make sure everything is copacetic on both of my platforms right now. But I believe it is. Let me see. View my channel. Yeah, no, it's working. That reminds me, I have to probably put in a few Tube of You thumbnails to spruce things up a little bit. Go back and do that tomorrow. And while we're waiting, I was going to go get my lip balm, but I don't feel like moving right now. And if Katie is going to be the winner of the mid-episode reading, if there is any particular deck you want me to read from, just let me know when you ask your question, and I will go and grab it. All right, less than a minute left. I will say I did miss the picker wheel a little bit because Gala had a giveaway, and so she set up a little like picker wheel, like a physical picker wheel next to her that was like pink, and she actually like turned it for I think it was 5 different people to select like what it was that they were winning. And it made me miss the picker wheel that we used to use prior to, Be Live having this lovely lottery jar that's native to the streaming platform. So, all right, big surprise. Katie is the winner of our mid-episode reading this week. So Katie, go ahead and put your question into the chat and I will pull 3 cards. And if you have a personal preference on tarot deck for me to use, let me know. Whatever handy tarot I'm called to is probably the reflective tarot. So, which is like shiny and stuff. So I'm assuming that is not the question though. Katie says, perfect. Okay. By the way, that was the Eight of Swords that came up as a flyer card. So I don't even know what the question is yet. But Eight of Swords is possibly within the reading. I don't know. If that sounds right to you. If you're feeling a little bit stuck, the Eight of Swords is coming up. It's like these cards want to talk. They're ready. They are ready for your question. All right. So the question is, what does the tarot suggest I do about getting my act together with house activity, getting people in, friends to help, etc.? I'm sort of stalled. All right. Well, that would be the Eight of Swords then. Perfect card for feeling stuck. Okay. So Eight of Swords, like you are feeling stuck. So that is picking up on the energy that you're putting down right now. So now that we are keyed into that energy, let's take a look at some of the cards that would be suggesting help. Like, what do you do about getting together, house activity, getting people in, friends to help, etc.? All right. Okay, so the first card we're getting is the Ace of Wands. So honestly, the Ace of Wands to me, I think that's a really good card to get, especially after that Eight of Swords energy that's coming up. Yeah, like, okay, so getting trades, getting people in. Okay, so like friends to help, but getting people in as in getting trades people, right? So the first card that's coming up is the Ace of Wands. And so to me, like that is a really good, like it's already happening, I feel like. Hold on, my headphones are popping in and out again. Like they're super cute, but they're annoying. So Ace of Wands is just like the time is like it's almost as if it's just like you're taking up the baton, right? So it's just like and you also have the action lines coming out of the hand. So it's just like it is almost about like taking control of the situation. And yes, I know that you feel stalled, especially with the Eight of Swords coming up as like a flyer card to clarify things or to like key in to the energy of the situation. But the Ace of Wands to me is about that fire, that drive, that action, like taking the baton and like creating action. Think also about what a wand is. The wand is used to wave, to make a change, to focus your energy. So it feels as if, and then you also have the Three of Wands coming up as the middle card here. And so the Three of Wands is definitely that card of like taking a long view, looking out to the horizon, and knowing that it's just like the Three of Wands to me is almost like a stepping stone card where it's just like taking things one step at a time and not making it such a huge thing. Because right now it's just like the task about the house itself. It's just like, I feel like you're looking at everything that needs to be done. And it's not to say that you're wrong about that. There is a lot of things that needs to be done, but the combination of the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands to me is about taking things one step at a time and maybe making your goals be a little bit smaller, not to the effect of like the goals for the house are going to be smaller. It's just like you still have that big goal, right? That long-term vision, But you have to then create these mini goals that are used as a stepping stone to get to that bigger vision. Does that make sense? And the Ace of Wands, to me, it's just like, make it fun. It's just like provide everything, like not so much the tradesperson. Like I feel like with the tradespeople, you're starting to get it. And I would say with that baton, it's just like assume authority, and fake it. If you don't feel it, fake it till you make it. Like be in that authority figure, because it's like, it's your freaking house. It's just like you have every right to be able to set your preferences and say your needs and what you need out of a tradesperson, right? So yeah, mini goals. Okay, cool. I'm overwhelmed. So yes, mini goals. Okay, cool. But this to me speaks also about making it fun for friends to come over. It's just like, hey, listen, like make it like, I can't, there is a word for it, but it's almost like a working party. Like provide the food and the beverages and be like you're coming over to help me set up the living room, or you are coming over to help me set up the garden. And it's just like, there will be food, there will be drink, but also you are here to work, but it's just like, but let's make it fun. It's almost like that kind of Mary Poppins spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Like that is the way to, I think friends to help. Cause it's just like, think also about those mini goals and involve your friends in your vision of what the house is going to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, this is going to be the place to be. So if you want a hand in making it what you want it to be, that does not, conflict with my vision, it's just like, you have a big vision about this house being the place for people to come and spend time. Right. So I think that's also a way to get your friends in to help as well. Yeah, exactly. Authority is hard as a woman with trades. So I have to fake it to make it. Yes. And I agree with that. You have to fake it to make it. And then finally, the last card, and I'm glad that this is coming up reversed, is the 5 of Cups. So 5 of Cups is coming up reversed. So I feel like there is also an emotional component within this. Like I can't remember the everything that was going on about the house, but it's just like, but there is a larger emotional link. And this like almost like this fear of taking this house and making it your own, but it's just like, but you have to take that step and you have to work through it in order for you to feel finally like you have this like seal of approval to be able to make this house your home, like house, home, like you're not quite there yet. Yeah, make it fun. Got to make it fun. Like this is going to be the place to be. So if you want it to be the place that the place to be, like it's almost like, gosh, sweat equity, I guess is the terminology for it. It's not like they'll actually have that sweat equity, but it's just like they're your friend and they helped to make this house into the home of your dreams. So they deserve a little bit of a place in it too, Oh, I am. I'm hitting all the points. Okay. But yeah, so I feel like the Ace of Wands and the 3 of Wands are like kind of no brainer, like easier cards, easier energies to navigate. It's this 5 of Cups reversed that is going to be the harder subconscious work that you have to do to start to change the pattern that's going on here. I'm also going to pull a super attractor card as well to kind of like complete the reading. But yeah, that 5 of Cups reversed. Like 5 of Cups is hard, like no matter the way you slice it, whether it's upright or reversed. I just feel like it's a little bit of an easier energy when it's coming up reversed, because it's like, that there are things that you need to let go of. That like there's like this past stuff that is still affecting your present. And I feel like there's more of a willingness to let it go. That sounded terrible. It's like outside is like punctuating my reading. There's more of a willingness to let it go and to work through those more difficult emotions. It's not the crash of a lightning bolt like we had for Tarot of the Unexplained, but it's not far off. All right. So this is what I like to call the cardinal card, and then I'll read your comment. So the card that's coming up from the Super Attractor deck is when I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. We have little cardinals coming up here. Yeah, so change the energy. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I feel like this and that 5 of Cups reversed is exactly what you're saying. You're change the energy of the house too. It's what the 5 of Cups is telling me. Start singing, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Please don't sue me, Disney. So I hope that helps, Katie. Once again, thank you for allowing me to read for you. I never take it for granted that the act of being read for publicly is a bit of a vulnerable thing to do. So I appreciate it. And Katie says, wow, you're knocking me out with this reading. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. And so this is part of the reason why I never take it so personally when it's a little bit of a quieter episode, not as many people attending, because it's just like, if there were more people attending, then Katie probably would not have put her name into the jar, because she's an OG and she knows, like, she's had readings with me, the mid-episode reading, on here before. So she's a nice person that would give the opportunity to somebody else if they hadn't experienced it. But I think this was a reading you needed tonight. So there you go. Oh my God. It's like almost like taking the 5 of Cups energy and turning it into the 3 of Cups energy. And that might be another thing that you can do, is to like keep the 3 of Cups, or another tarot card that you want that energy of the house to become on display, and just remember it like as you're walking by. So like, oh yeah, 3 of Cups. See, yep. There you go. You're very, very welcome, Katie. Always a pleasure. Yeah. And even if this is not even if you didn't win the mid-episode reading tonight, if you're watching this either live and you're quiet or shy, or you're watching the replay and this message resonates for you, like the reading resonates for you, then it's for you too. There's this thing that mediums sometimes reference when they do gallery readings called piggybacking, in which they know they're not going to be able to deliver a message to every single person in a gallery reading. So usually the spirit that steps forward, and the reading that they give, it's sometimes not just meant for the person that is being read, but also, to other people that they're not going to get a chance to read for, just because of, the nature of a gallery reading. You're not going to be able to read for everybody. But sometimes the readings that come through will make deep personal sense to the person that's getting it, but also has a flavor or theme to it that that other people can be healed from too, or healed with. So that can happen in public tarot readings as well. All right, so we are at minute 40. So I'm going to be able to have plenty of time to attend Gala's first episode of Vortex Vision. So let us do the weekend forecast, shall we? And as always, if you would like to book a reading with me, a personalized reading with me, the mid-episode reading is not the only time you can get a reading with me. You can also book one at tarotbyhilary.com. That is the only place to book a reading with me, and I would love to be able to serve you with the magic and the power of the tarot cards, and also with the modality of tapping, the emotional freedom technique, aka EFT. That is something that I've been trained to do as well, and that I'm certified in. So, and sometimes you can do both, tarot and tapping. It's an excellent combination, I have found. So, all right, let's do the weekend forecast. I am feeling the Work Your Light. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. Still playing with the idea of possibly getting the Sacred Stones Oracle or the Healing Waters Oracle, one of her new decks or newer decks. So let's do this. What do we most need to know for this weekend? I think we got star bathing last week. If we get star bathing again this week, I'm going to pull another card. Ooh, we've gotten this card before. And it's always interesting when we pull this card. It doesn't happen very often, but it's like a deep card. So it's the card of transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Can you see that? Beautiful, beautiful card, but it is like, it's a deep energy. All right. So, from the guidebook, I think that might be either an activation card. I think it's an activation card. Let me look. Guess I'll just have to look at the table of contents. Transformation. Yep, activation. Do I know this deck or do I know this deck? Okay. So, transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within your cells. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept you in fight, flight, freeze mode. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed. As you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment, they loosen their grip and fall away. You are being called to find new ways to self-soothe. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshun influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside. And Oshun represents the tender love of the original mother. A rethreading is happening, healing at the deepest of levels. While you are in this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. You may need to review your relationship with your body, perhaps even shifting your diet or exercise regime, and getting energetic healing support. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support, as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. You are deeply loved. So the activation that comes along with this is, I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. So talk about trauma and fight, flight, freeze mode and, finding different ways of self-soothing, like that's all tapping for me. Like these are things that I use tapping for. So you can also choose to use the activation as a tapping. So I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. Whoo! And yeah, I feel like that's also an addendum. I don't know who this is. Someone's calling me from California. I don't know who that is. Okay. So Katie says, beautiful card, great message. I was just thinking that message as a tapping. Yep. Mm-hmm. See, you know. All right. So like, is that the weekend forecast? Like, yes, this is the weekend forecast, but I also feel like it's a little bit of an additional message for Katie from the mid-episode reading too. All right, beautiful episode tonight. Quick episode, but I feel like it was exactly what we all needed. So feel free to tune in again next week, next Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is, let me see. Is that the first? So that is October 4th, you guys, which means that is probably going to be an unboxing episode for October's deck of the month, Ricardo the Day pulls. And so it's not going to be the Stranger Things deck anymore. We're done with that deck as of September 30th. But I think I know what the deck is going to be. Our lovely sponsor might have gotten it. So I will not say it until it's in my hot little hands. Because I don't want to spoil things if it's not actually been mailed yet. So Katie says, thank you again so much for everything. Have a wonderful weekend. You too as well. Yes. And, in about a half an hour, it's going to be gala time and new deck. Yes, new deck. So join me again next Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you again on Friday. Bye. Oh, crud. Wait a minute. I was about to pull up my end notes, and then I don't know where I put them. Isn't that weird? Hold on. I must have deleted them out of my studio. Silly me. Let's see. No, that's not it. That's not it. I think it might be this one. Hopefully it is. We'll see. All right. Bye.